it is currently about 8:30 in the morning. The kids are currently in their morning class session, and most of the adults and chaperones are actually hanging out here in the lodging building right now. So just about 10 o'clock, the kids are done with their classroom session and we'll be loading the bus up soon. It's actually turning into a really cool looking Thursday. There's actually patches of blue sky right now out and about. There's a couple right up there above me. And we're going on our hike finally. I just hope it's not going to be as cold as yesterday was.
Life happens very quickly, so it rebuilds every time. Now that firefighters like myself, we've been stopping fires for a long time, and that is kind of stops the natural process. We've been trying to change the way we fight fire, because next thing you know, there's way too many trees because the fire doesn't go through and kill certain trees and open up the forest. And now around towns like Red Lodge, there's too many trees, and it makes it 10 times harder for us, 1,000 times harder for us to fight a fire around people that are getting close to the forest, living there, wildland urban interface. So there's Doug fir. This Douglas fir, excuse me, whatever this kind of fir this is. They evolved also with fire, and if you see how big and thick the bark is, they have naturally evolved that they have some of the fir, like in the east or the west coast where she's from, the bark will be over a foot thick. It can take a terrible fire.
Noticing is the bison once again are right where we want to go. Oh, we want shelter! Wow! We went off the line!
No, she didn't. Alright, so it's after dinner. I'm back in the room getting my jacket back on. We're headed out to a campfire because the kids are going to present their legends or their stories that they've been working on all week. And it's just a nice little fire ceremony for their last full night in camp. So we're going to go check that out. I need to pick up my light first, and then we're on our way.
Last night of Expedition Yellowstone. It's been quite a week. Miss Simpson and I were just talking. Better weather than I was expecting, which is amazing. And I hope you guys had so much fun this week, no matter the weather. So what I'd like you to do is close your eyes. Whoops. Close your eyes, and I want you to think about your time here in the park. I want you to think about your favorite memory. Maybe it was seeing wildlife. Maybe it was doing an activity that you thought was really fun. Maybe it was getting to know yourself better and your friends better. So I'd like to tell you the story of how something was created in Yellowstone from the Bannock tribe. And as I tell the story, I want you to think about what was created. A long, long time ago, before there were people in this area, there came a man from the south, and he was a very nosy man. He was always up to no good. And he came up and over the Teton Mountains to what is now Yellowstone. And as he came into this area, he found a little old woman in a large basket. And as he got closer to the little old woman with her basket, he saw there were fish inside. The basket was filled with water, and fish swam everywhere. And as he saw the fish, his stomach started to rumble and grumble, and he got hungry. So he turned to the little old woman. He said, "Little old woman, boil me some fish." And that little old woman, she straightened her body up, looked him up and down, said, "Yes, I will boil you some fish, but do not touch my basket." You see, she could already tell that he was up to no good, that he was very nosy. So she went and started to create a fire. And as she made the fire to boil him some fish, he couldn't resist looking in the basket. So he stepped closer, and he could see the fish swimming around in the basket. He stepped closer and could see the beautiful colors of their scales. He stepped closer and closer till his foot hit the edge of the basket, and the basket tumbled, and fish and water went everywhere. And he thought, "I'm in trouble." So he ran as fast as he could to get in front of the water, and he piled up a bunch of rocks, and he stood back while the water started to build up and build up and build up and build up until it became too powerful, and it pushed through the rocks and fell down, creating the upper falls of the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. And he thought, "I still need to stop the water and the fish." So he ran even faster and made an even bigger pile of rocks, and he stood back while the water started to build up and 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 build up until it became too powerful, and it pushed through the rocks and crashed down, creating the lower falls of the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. And the water and fish continued to flow, creating the Yellowstone River. And that basket that had overturned, that became Yellowstone Lake. And the little old woman, well, she was Mother Earth, who's willing to feed you whenever you ask. And that nosy man from the south who was up to no good, he was Coyote, still the trickster of Yellowstone National Park.
11,000 years ago, in a canyon far, far away,
But not too far away.
drought has become severe and the natives are starved.
Fall morning, just as the sun was rising, a baby buffalo was born. She was much different than the others, solid white in color, and her reflection was radiant.
You need to get through this without me. You are faithful. Use that!
Faith takes out fight. She stirs down the enemy, deep within the soul. Dun, dun, dun. This is the legend of the rainbow trout.
So I had a really cool experience hanging out with the kids this week. Watching them grow, watching them develop, and doing what they did with the rangers, and just up here in Yellowstone. A few kids sat around the campfire but not every kid gets to come up and do what they did this week. It was really cool. I really hope I get to see them around town a bit more, and I hope I get to see the chaperones and adults around town a lot more. It was really fun to hang out with them, talk to them, share a few laughs. I got to know a few of the kids kind of well. It was pretty fun. Hope I get an opportunity sometime in the future to try something like this again. And then learning about myself, doing this, I don't know if I call it an official vlog or a blog or whatever, but doing this every single day up here, even though I might not get it out every single day. And when I get back, because I have to go through everything. But just doing it was awesome. I learned about myself a lot, learned about the kids a lot, learned about the history of the area quite a bit actually as well. But tomorrow it ends. We got to drive back to town.